referred to realism expert is nonsense. Okay, that's what it is.
Realism is unusual, mostly because realism isn't a difficulty, it's a game mode. Its distinct menu icon is menacing, raw, imposing, and is just a campaign mode icon but replaced with red background filling. It's a red room!
I'm gonna be a burger.
I'll tell you what, it gets the job done. The survivors in the icon gotta be standing in the deepest, darkest pits of the underworld, so deep to where the human mind can't comprehend three-dimensional surfaces anymore. All that's left is 360 degrees of pure red and black lines. Or I could just be looking too deep into it. Realism disables the ability to see highlighted survivors, weapons, and items. This does not apply to gas cans on scavenge sections on certain maps. Same goes with the interactive objects that progress the campaign. Weapons and items need to be in kissing distance for the outlines to appear. Name tags above a survivor's head and the red and orange outlines that appear when someone's being pounded or puked on have been completely canned in realism mode. The survivors apparently have some sort of sixth sense when it comes to someone dying off site, making this disabled feature kinda funny.
Joey!
Speech bubbles have been erased. Health bars that appear over a survivor's head when pulling out first aid are also gone.
Ah, damn!
You suck at shooting.
The damage that survivors output in realism is complicated. At first glance, it seems like realism just increases the infected HP, but no. Realism is very specific in what becomes more durable and what doesn't. For example, the Witch in Expert Campaign mode can be easily crowned with any shotgun, while in Realism, it's impossible without an auto shotgun. Is this because the Witch's HP has been increased? Well, that's the confusing part. If the Witch's HP has been increased, then how come the other special infected's health stay the same? The tank has 8,000 HP on Expert Campaign mode, while on Realism Expert, the tank will still have 8,000 HP. Same goes with every other special infected except the Witch. Another strange change to the Realism Witch is that she one-shots on every difficulty except Easy, while in Campaign mode, she only one-shots on Expert. Common infected are also noticeably durable too. Who am I fooling? I mean, you'll notice the moment you load into a Realism game. An AK-47 takes 2 body shots to kill 1 common infected on Expert Campaign mode, while on Realism Expert, it ranges between 3 and 4. That sounds manageable, but trust me, it's horrendous when it comes to hordes and crescendo events. Here, let's really nail in this damage reduction in. The Silence SMG takes a whopping 9 body shots to kill 1 common infected on Expert Realism, while in Expert Campaign mode, it takes 5. I mean, wow, that's a little ridiculous, but not too bad, right? Until you hear this. Every sniper in Campaign mode one-shots even on Expert, while in Realism mode, snipers 3-shot. Talk about a nerf! You might as well just kill the player whenever they pick up a sniper.
Everybody grab a...
With this revelation in mind, there are 8 ways to kill a zombie with 1 bullet on Realism. A point-blank shotgun blast, headshots, the deagle, the M60, the grenade launcher, ammo upgrades, and melee weapons. The center mass of a zombie seems to be what's tankier. This applies to the Witch as well. But then again, the Witch can still tank multiple shotgun bullets to the skull. So this stuff is kinda contradictory, and I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue what's going on. So I'm just gonna say that Realism, the Witch and the common infected's health increases while everything else stays the same. Any guns besides the one I just mentioned a few lines before are equivalent to throwing shoes at the common infected. Assault rifles, SMGs, and snipers are still extremely effective at wiping out special infected. This isn't to say that assault rifles and SMGs are useless against the common infected, it's just that you'll be burning through ammo due to the damage reduction. You should be only aiming for headshots with SMGs and rifles. The thing is, head hitboxes on common infected are really wonky. If the footage isn't convincing enough, then try it out for yourselves. And you'll instantly recognize that the common infected were not designed to be headshotted. Remember, bullet spread, recoil, and the bots causing a 9.5 magnitude earthquake all give headshotting a realistic touch. Good job, Valve. As for snipers, they're just unfunny jokes. Seriously, having to land 2 consecutive shots already makes the trash CS weapons unusable. Ammo management is just a losing battle when it comes to snipers. This is magnified by the hunting rifle and the military rifle, because those rifles require 3 shots instead of 2. Melees are the ideals. Pistols are obsolete unless you're good at aiming, and the deagle is just as good as the melees. The SCAR will scar your friendships with friendly fire. The AK-47? The M16 takes about 16 shots to kill a zombie, but amazing at landing headshots. The SG stands for shit gun. The MP5 stands for me poop 5 times. The AWP? It's an abbreviation for ass wiping pervert. The Scout? Yeah, you mean scout for another weapon. Hunting rifle? Hunt for a better gun. Military rifle? Misleading title. Chrome shotgun? The pump shotgun makes me want to get my stomach pumped. The auto shotgun? Spans 12? Feels like I only have 12 bullets. Pistols? Pistol. The deagle is the most skillful, expressive gun in the game. Melees? Lifesavers. M60 says it in the name. Won't last for a minute. 60 seconds. The grenade launcher? The ultimate friendly fire excuse. The silenced SMG is just stronger than the non-silenced SMG.
Where in the hell you think you're shooting? Oh, hell
That's
no,
not
boy.
cool.
Don't you be
Seriously.
shooting me.
Rescue closets no longer respawn dead teammates, making most rescue closets awkward and vestigial. Although, defibrillators still bring back teammates from the dead. Wait up. Are you kidding me? They thought it'd be realistic to remove rescue closets, but not defibrillators? What's more realistic? Someone being pummeled to death by 50 zombies, being brought back via defibrillator? Or you hallucinating that your teammate got pummeled by 50 zombies when in reality you left them behind? Realism actually bugs out some maps. They just, for some reason, cease to function whenever you play on Realism. There's no valid reason or conclusion to why this happens on my end. The only knowledge my brain holds over coding is a crappy texting app I made in like 2 days for a computer science class. But we can't assume it's because Realism is a game mode, and most custom campaigns were made for campaign mode, not for Realism mode. So next time you experience some buggy nonsense in a custom map, maybe it's Realism mode and not the map itself. Expert, in my opinion, is almost the perfect difficulty. Because easy is too easy, normal and advanced become too easy after a couple of months of playing, and expert is neither too unforgiving nor forgiving. On normal or advanced, you'd really have to mess up in order to lose. Sadly, expert is objectively not the best difficulty to play. Not because it's hard, but because... I'm down! Aw, though.
I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna make your day, entirely your day, if you find a good teammate don't find at all.
I want to see him fight this.
Combine realism with expert, and now you have a recipe for disaster. You have the weird damage modifiers of realism mixed together with the HP bonuses of expert. In other words, your ass is grass, and realism expert is the lawnmower. Somewhere on YouTube I heard that expert realism isn't too hard for a good player. This statement had me scratching my head. What, are you out of your mind? I suppose that I can agree to that in the original Left 4 Dead 2 campaigns, mostly because Valve made these campaigns with extreme care and balance. But any custom campaign will make you eat your own words. I'll tell you why. Number 1, random horrors. Number 2, crescendo events. Number 3, endless hordes. Number 4, the witch. Number 5, the tank. Random hordes are just hordes that activate out of the blue. Usually these will happen at really inconvenient times. In campaign mode, they're not that big of a deal. But in expert realism, the issue isn't managing the horde. It's the ammo management that becomes the issue. I don't know if this is a realism thing or a custom campaign thing, but ammo and weapon pickups are really scarce in expert realism. Most people just switch between their secondaries and primaries for these scenarios. Crescendo events are hordes that are activated by the player. Dark Carnival roller coaster, the Parish Bridge. These require a good amount of patience to navigate through on Realism, but nothing too bad. Endless hordes are basically crescendo events but 10 times worse. This usually only happens on community-made maps. Think of Coldstream's Tunnel. They require a player to bomb rush into a safe house or a certain location because there's no other way to end the horde. On Expert Realism, unless you have an auto shotgun or consistently aiming for the head, or amazing at reading zombie animations so you could land and execute profitable melee swings, or have enough ammo to deal with an endless horde in the first place. The tank, despite its reputation being ruined by most custom maps, is still in my opinion the best boss a video game has to offer. This is because the tank, as a boss, struggles to kill you as hard as you struggle to kill him. The tank doesn't just blindly run at you, he runs at a specific angle to close the distance between you and him, as well as throwing godlike rocks. The thing is, custom maps seem to forget that the tank wasn't designed to be spammed. This is why you never see more than 3 tanks at the same time in the original campaigns. Once you get past 3 tanks, you just don't have the firepower. At that point, Molotovs are the only viable way to kill tanks, unless you're in an open area. I really can't stress enough how the witch on Expert Realism can only be crowned with an auto shotgun, and if she's standing up. You can perform the double melee beatdown, but that requires a friend. The melee dodging trick requires monk type training to perform. Lighting her on fire is a 50-50 because the standing witch is supersonic speeds. Both witches are so damn tanky that you essentially cannot kill them by any conventional means. Even if you manage to kill the witch, most custom campaigns have 5 more in store, and trust me, it's really not uncommon to see custom maps spam all of the above. The name Realism is the most misleading title I've ever seen. Valve is better at clickbaiting than I'll ever be. The damage reduction doesn't make much sense to me. In fact, zombies in general never made much sense to me. They're walking, decaying, weak, famished, fragile, dead bodies. Pile of rotting flesh taking 3 AK-47 bullets to the gut is a hilarious way of saying realism. The witch either has so much adrenaline rushing through her body that she matches the Hulk in durability. She could ignore 5 point-blank auto shotgun shots to the face. The UI changes are more annoying than realistic. If you're going to disable the outlines, then why not go all out and disable the entire HUD? I don't know, do you see a HUD in real life? I don't. The defib is a middle finger to reality. Realism should just be renamed to illness, because you have to be mentally ill to want to play realism. Mentally ill like me. Realism. The accurate, detailed, unembellished depiction of nature or of contemporary life. If that's what realism was trying to achieve, then it did a goddamn good job. That's probably the reason to why I can't find a realism game. People don't want a reality check in a video game. In fact, I think Valve legitimately held back. Why stop at making rifles kill at 3 shots? Just make the rifles heal the infected you're shooting at. Make shotguns shoot out needles. Get it? Shotgun? Just delete the entire HUD. Add those rear eye thingies that float around whenever you stare at the sun for too long. Add blinking, add a stamina bar, water and food management. I mean, it's hilarious that the highest possible difficulty in Left 4 Dead 2 is called realism. Correction, game mode. Think about that. Real life is so hardcore that it got its own game mode. Expert realism forces the player to fight against statistical odds. Even then, it pales to the real thing. Don't you find that kind of funny? Realism is hard because it's trying to simulate real life. There's a blurry line somewhere there where you could either choose to believe it's badass or depressing. Man, I wish I could say that Realism Expert is nonsense because of its difficulty rather than its theme. And that's nonsense. Not the difficulty part, just that when you think too deep about it, it's kind of depressing. I mean, hey, hold up. I'm not done talking.
This end about the Left 4 Dead 2 Realism Expert is nonsense. In Left 4 Dead 2 it have versus game mode, but in versus game mode it have realism versus. So far from I have been played, it's not like the realism campaign. So we have 2 realism campaigns and versus. So the first major issue for the versus campaign is the damage output. So if you play the campaign just like this video just tell you, it takes 3 or 4 bullets per kill one common infected. But in Realism versus, the damage or how many bullets you just kill the common is just like the campaign. It's not the Realism campaign, it's the campaign that for the AK-36 it takes 2 or 1 bullet per kill common. But everything just the same, like there's no outlines, there's no rescue versus it don't have the rescue rooms. But for me, the major issue for I'm gonna talk about only the Realism is the common infected. The common infected for me is the main problem. It's because between campaigns, the normal campaign and the Realism campaign, everything just the same. Like the common infected is just way more tanky and you don't see outline for teammates. And there's no rescue room. So it just completely still the same for me. I think it's weird. Like if you compare between the normal campaigns and the Realism campaigns, everything just the same. Like you can install a mod for delete the outline player and then install a mod make common more tankier and install a mod that no rescue room. That's it. This is the main problem for the Realism campaign. It's because everything just the same. So like you can make a challenge for yourself. You don't need to play the Realism campaigns. No outright, common infected more tanky, and no rescue rooms. About the expert, for me, expert is just so torture yourself to playing because common deal 20 damage for fronts and behind at 10. And the special infected deal tons of damage. But for the Realism, it just make everything is extremely hard for the racers. Like imagine like the common infected. For the common infected, it takes 1 bullet for the every sniper for every to shoot and kill the common. But for the expert Realism, you just need to kill the common from a long range. And for me, using a melee, it's just like gamble because the melee system for Defender 2 like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Every round when I play with my friend in Expert Realism, I always use a Deagle. It's because my friend they're from Philippines and I always get like 100 ping. So like every time I use melee, I just feel like I'm gamble. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it miss for no reason. So for me about the Realism, I think it should just like the versus Realism. Like you cannot see the outline, but for me, I think remove the HUD for the teammate. I think it's pretty interesting because you can see only your HUD and you can see everything just like the ammo, weapon you use, the equipment, first aid kit, defibrillate, pills or adrenaline. I think both Realism campaign and versus they should probably just like stay the same. Like if the Realism campaigns, if the common tank, the Realism versus common should tank. If the Realism versus if the sniper kill 1 common, the Realism campaign should take one bullet to kill common, just like the same. It's because like Realism, for that you just read the title, the Realism, yes, you just gonna think like, oh, the common probably deal more high damage. The special effective probably like tanky. The tank should probably have like the 10k or 10,000 HP. But in Realism campaign and Realism versus, they just done the same. And like for the Realism campaign, it's just like the common effective just tanky. There's no outline, there's no rescue room. That's it. This is what the Realism campaign give it to you. So I think for more challenging, I think the mod will fix a lot of the issue from the Realism. For me, Realism is fun, but it's just like the normal campaign for me.